Every single day I put this intention into the universe that Dara K needs to go, right? And it will happen. Mark my words. It will happen. It's just a question of time. Article after article, media story after media story show that employees and investors doubt this guy. They doubt if he can actually take this company to profitability, right? In this article that I just read, I would just say it once again. They leave out the key part of this company, namely the driver or the drivers, 3 million of them strong, right? The guy says Uber CEO Khosrowshahi faces a reckoning. Despite cost cutting, Uber's losses are far higher than projected, and it is losing ground in each of its key businesses. Investors and employees question whether he is up to the job of turning Uber around. How about drivers question if he is able to lead this company that we work for? We generate the money, folks, right? So investors and employees, nothing is going to happen. This company will never, ever be turned around until you include us in the conversation, right? Again, it is so disrespectful how investors, the company, employees talk about Uber, right? And never, ever mention the driver, right? The rider is paying the fee. The driver is fulfilling the service, right? And Uber CEO Dara K still struggles to this very day to find a formula for success. Why? Because he doesn't have a formula, right? He is not focused. They are desperately, desperately throwing crap on the roof, hoping that something will stick, right? Now, we know how this company started. We know who did the heavy lifting, right? And we know it's a transportation company. But at some point, this company went off in every single direction. Uber Cash, Uber Money, Uber Eats, Uber Buses, this and that, right? Jobs, works. And just think of it, right? When you are having a conversation with someone, right? And they are so scatterbrained. They're all over the show. They'll talk about what happened yesterday, and then suddenly they'll switch and say, we're going on holiday in summer, and then turn around and say, hey, I did my Amazon shopping for Christmas, and then Tina is coming over for dinner tonight. It's the same way this guy runs his company. You do not know what's going on. There's one story after the other. You can't even keep up. It's like our US politics, right? Every day is another surprise. But let me tell you, this company here, Uber, unless they don't get rid of this guy, it's not like they're firing him, just like dismiss him, right? And bring someone in that understands this business. And the business should be a transportation business, right? When you are hiring and diluting yourself and creating all these offices within Uber, the ones dealing with Uber Works recruitment, the other ones dealing with Uber Cash, the other ones dealing with Uber Eats, it gets so confusing. There is nothing that you can really focus on and build. So going back to transportation, getting rid of Dara K and a few others, right? Any investor is more than welcome to call me. I'll gladly tell them who can go and who can stay, right? There's very, very, very few competent people. I know of one or two people that I've read up about. I think the director of Uber Elevate, I think he's a competent individual that understands his sector of the business, his sector of transportation, right? But beyond that, there's not really any other captain at the helm here that can steer the ship. They're just incompetent fools. I'm sorry to say it, right? And when you're delivering quarter after quarter, loss after loss, and you are so scatterbrained and you are all over the show, and most importantly, you forget to include the family, the staff, right, who made you the money, namely the drivers. you don't have any ground to stand on, right? How does the public perceive you? They can't get out of that $30 mark, right? They they started off with 45. They are so upside down since the IPO, and they just can't break out. And one of the main reasons is they're just not willing to let go of Dara K. They have to let him go, and they have to bring in an individual that understands the business and focuses on the core of the business, namely transportation. Sell off the other areas that don't work. You will not be a Google, right, that covers all these various services. You will not be an Apple. You are a transportation company, right? So start building verticals in that fit into transportation, right? Services that fit within transportation. But diluting yourself and spreading yourself out on this level, and I'm sorry, but this is all on Dara K, right? This going in all the directions only happened under this guy. And the message he's sending to Wall Street, the message he's sending to the investors, the message he's sending to the public, most importantly, the message he's sending in to the drivers is that he does not know what to focus on, right? And this is a great picture here, right? It's sort of like chaos. Now, chaos, if we hear the word, it sounds like chaotic, scatterbrained all over the show, right? Sometimes there is beauty within chaos, right? Some extremely smart individuals know how to navigate within chaos, but not this guy. Dara K is not a public figure. He's not a charismatic, go out there CEO, right? He sort of is like a bear hibernating, making silly decisions within his cave, right? That's the way I see him. So mark my words, keep on sharing the story. Us drivers have to make sure this guy is chopped, he's gone, right? Packs his bags, he leaves his San Francisco office and moves on to other things. He's made his money, but he is not the ideal fit for Uber. And I say that to the investors, I say that to the public, and most importantly, I say that to my brothers and sisters. We cannot start respecting this company. We cannot give our all if we have a couple of fools at the steering wheel. It's like it doesn't give you any faith in this ship. It's like, hey, here's the Titanic, and there's 3,000 drivers. Would you like to board the Titanic? I know what happened to the Titanic, right? And absolutely not. I'm not getting on that ship. So you don't have fully invested drivers. You have drivers constantly scheming and thinking of ways around this crazy bunch of algorithms to make money. They need to take care of themselves. You have no bridges from Uber to the drivers, right? You have no respect from drivers to Uber. You have zero respect from Uber to the drivers. Just listen to what Tony West has said. So it is really important that the investors vote him out. And I fully understand why a guy like Travis detached himself. He can't work within that environment. Not saying that Travis is the god, absolutely not. He's not like the rideshare god. He is the one that started it, and he's the one that broke open the markets and accelerated this whole thing. But Travis's CEO skills are on same par as Dara K. Just did not know how to deal with people, how to treat people, and really how to work with people and bring the best out in the people, namely your drivers. So, we could talk about this topic all day long. I have made tons and tons of videos about this topic. I will continue on a monthly basis until he's gone, because I got to keep on pushing the word out there. And I am not afraid to confront Dara K and tell him in his face, this is not your job, buddy. You need to move on, right? So the faith will come back from the public side as well, from the driver side, into this company when they can see that there's a happy environment and drivers in the car that are driving passengers are excited about the company once again. There is no excitement. There is no fun. We don't really have good things to share about Uber or our CEO with the riders in our car, right? In fact, if a rider asks me, what I think about this, and that when it comes to Uber, I'm not shy. I tell them. So they have a lot of negative publicity going on within millions of vehicles because they have never ever once shown that they want to work with drivers and that they care about drivers. So here's my golden rule. Somebody that doesn't care about his staff, right? He's always talk about his employees and his engineers, completely disregards the drivers. Somebody that doesn't include the people that make the money, right, for their company, they're not worthy to lead. They're not worthy to be the captain of this ship. Say no more, folks. It's time for Dara K to step down. Thank you.